folks, this is Lawrence with another episode of Fellowship of the Father. And what's on my mind today? So, coming out Memorial Day weekend, thank you for all that have served and lost loved ones in the service of our country. We thank you so much. But I do want to move on and talk about some things that are on my mind here about some terminology. How about that? We'll talk about terminology. So we have a word, it's called church, right? So within that word is a definition or a word of origin, and I would encourage you to look up that word church. Its foundational word is from German, meaning Kirk, or actually the word Kirk, meaning circle. Meaning circle. Huh. I'm not perplexed by it anymore. I used to be perplexed by that stuff. But anyway, now you got another word. It's called fellowship. So the name of this channel will be Fellowship of the Father. I'll be creating content for men that are trying to get past some challenges they might have had in religious spaces they might be experiencing now. So perhaps you can go back to your church and strengthen your church, or perhaps you could just strengthen yourself, which is kind of the winning move. You don't worry about what other people are doing. You worry about how you might be able to improve yourself. It all begins with introspection, right? So the word fellowship, it has two words to it. Fellow, another word for men, right? And ship, another word for something that rises above the waves. So if there are waves of emotion, so if you think about what symbolically waves and water allude to, it's a chaotic and foreign environment. So say that I found myself in the middle of the ocean, that would create a little dilemma for myself, because now I got to figure out how to survive out in the middle of the ocean. Do I swim? Do I float? Do I worry about what lurks in the mysterious deepness under me? And so what is a ship? A ship rises above that emotion. It does something different than sinking. It does something different than becoming its environment. It surpasses its environment. It rises above it. So you think about like when Peter walked out to Jesus in the middle of the storm. They're both walking on water. And then Peter looked around in his environment. He didn't like his environment, so he sank. He became part of his environment through his fear of the environment. I think that's one of the biggest problems with churches is you go to it to get empowered to do bigger and better things. You go to it to improve your life, improve the life of your family, and yet issues aren't addressed. They're a bit swept under the rug. And so we have this political environment where people are rising up against other people, and the church has not able to address it properly. So something you might not know, or you might know, is that most churches as an organization, they sign up for a tax exemption, and when they do so, it comes with a expectation. The expectation is you cannot talk politics. You cannot talk politics when all politics is a series of moral dilemmas. Do we feed this nation? Do we take this nation in? Do we house the poor? Do we reject the poor? What do we do? Right? So Think about that. We want to be effective as a church, but we don't want to have any power to make change. How does that work exactly? Why do we wrap the church into this exemption in the first place? Well, because the church is a circle, right? We're on stall. We're meant to be running around in circles. It's a test of our faith. Are you going to become neutral? Are you going to be assertive? Or are you going to be passive aggressive? Right? Are you going to act like it's not bothering you and then you're going to go off? It's your choice, really. You think about it, it's your choice. It's a spiritual dilemma that we have if you're a believer. How do you get out of this Rubik's Cube, this spiritual Rubik's Cube? Change the world while not changing the world. Speaking the truth without speaking the truth. It's a strange dilemma, right? But that's the way the Bible is. It's a book of mysteries. And we're supposedly going to be held to that standard. So what's your best move in that situation? So here's what I came up with. Fellowship of the Father, I believe, will enable you to make spiritual decisions affecting your future, improving your future, and helping you to have a better outlook for your future. If your wife is threatening to leave you, come to this place and learn some things. If you're having a hard time at work, hopefully we'll be able to work that out together. The Fellowship of the Father. I think there's going to be a lot of valuable content in the next few weeks, months, years. But hopefully this will all work out for you. And I definitely want to encourage you to keep checking in. Take a look at some of these videos. I'm going to keep it as real as possible. I'm not going to be speaking with great eloquence and mastery of the English language. But what I am doing, I believe, is true. I think it's noble. I think men need to work to help men out of the situation that we're in. And I'm grateful to be here for you. And hopefully you can sense that. And if you like this content, like, share, and subscribe. And we will see you next time on the Fellowship of the Father. Again, this is Lawrence. Hey, tell a friend, all right? This is Lawrence Taylor for Fellowship of the Father, and you have a great day.